Today's lesson is on the Pythagorean theorem. You might have heard of it before. It's one of the most famous concepts in geometry. By the end of this lesson, you'll understand what the Pythagorean theorem is, how it works, and how to apply it to find missing side lengths of right triangles. Let's start with the basics. The Pythagorean theorem applies to only right triangles, which are triangles that have one 90-degree angle. Here's what a right triangle looks like. The longest side of a right triangle is called the hypotenuse, and it's always opposite the right angle. The two shorter sides are called the legs, and they form the right angle. Let's label this triangle. The hypotenuse is labeled C, and the two legs are labeled A and B. Now here's the theorem. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. This equation tells us that if we square the lengths of the two legs and add them together, the result is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. Let's see it in action with an example. Here's a right triangle where A equals 3 and B equals 4. And we want to find the length of the hypotenuse, C. Start with the formula. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. Plug in the values for A and B. C squared equals 3 squared plus 4 squared. Simplify. C squared equals 9 plus 6. C squared equals 25. To find C, take the square root of both sides. C equals the square root of 25, so C equals 5. The hypotenuse of this triangle is 5. See how straightforward that was? The Pythagorean theorem is a powerful tool for finding the missing side of a right triangle, and it works every time. Now, what if you're solving for one of the legs instead of the hypotenuse? Let's try another example. This time, the hypotenuse C is 10, and one leg A is 6. We want to find the other leg, B. Start with the formula. C squared equals A squared plus B squared. Plug in the values. 10 squared equals 6 squared plus B squared. Simplify. 100 equals 36 plus B squared. Subtract 36 from both sides. 100 minus 36 equals B squared. B squared equals 64. Take the square root of both sides. B equals the square root of 64. So B equals 8. The missing leg is 8. That's all there is to it. By identifying the hypotenuse and the legs and plugging values into the formula, you can solve for any missing side. To recap, use C squared equals A squared plus B squared for right triangles. The hypotenuse is the longest side opposite the right angle. Solve step by step to find missing side lengths. In the next lesson, we'll apply the Pythagorean theorem to real-world problems. I'll see you there.